What's going down, everyone? And if you're here for a bigger update for what's going to be happen to be Fall's update. Now they gave us to this a little bit of the 27th, so a little bit more of a week or so later, we have our update in the news that I'll be filtering out directly for the people that were in there. A little bit late on the draw. I was playing a lot of Control, among the other few other updates that were out there. But as we get past that, as you can see Darth Maul in the background, and as for we see the light side of our news, we can very easily, if you haven't got this, you should have gotten this, but sometimes it doesn't always come down to that play. You can very easily go into your overlays and just quickly check for the update. Right now, I've already got it completely installed. Now, one of the things that I like about this one was they were actually pretty forthright for as far as, but this update introduces the gameplay that improves inside of the capital city in the phase of the capital supremacy. A new contextual spawning system is now allowing players to spawn on the tactical assets such as the command post and the capital supremacy. This also goes into the Dreadnought, into the Republic vendors, now playable in Heroes and Villains. Several Heroes and Star cards now have been updated to enable the health to kill as a passive ability. New appearances on the B battle bots and training in the jungle plots as well are now available to unlock. We have also improved the game experiences inside of the areas, balancing out the context with tweaks and miscellaneous bugs and fixes. But I'm not just going to stop there, and we can go ahead and just pop in really directly. As we can see right over there, I have to turn on my camera. I totally forgot about that. But right now, as I kind of pop into play, and it says, hey, I'm camera mode. But all hilarity aside, you can see right here, we already have this situation, and I'll roll this up, is basically what I've already just read off. But going to the PC overlay, which is right over here, you can see that we have a great situation that we can pull out from what is linked inside the description down below, and you can see that I can click this directly right there, and it gives us the same exact situation with the new maps which are going to be playable, which already summed up what I already read directly from the PlayStation layout. So again, just confirming that that is pretty accurate inside the situation of what's going down. Now on top of that, what you can go into of what's going down to the situation of the gameplay of what the roadmaps are going to get into, which I pulled up directly, which I thought was really cool. As you can see that they have a direct portion. So we've hit August and we went through and covered those spawn portions of it. Now we're going into September and the bigger updates of what will be actually unfolding. So there probably is going to be another newer portion that's going to hit us towards the tail end or the mid of it as we get into it, and I'll be trying to cover that more currently up to date. So if you're new to the network, you can always subscribe for that fun stuff for informationable points. Now on top of that, as we scroll down, we can kind of see a little bit of a tidbit of what October, as well as the reinforcements and the appearance and the special events that will be coming towards the rise of Skywalker inside of December. Now, those again are linked directly down below, which you can go to. Now, this one was more of the funner portions where I kind of got into where you can find forums and see what people are going to announce for as far as updates and other situations. But I found this, and I linked this one, which was directly everything you need to know basically about this incoming transmission from Roger, updates and release notes. So, as you get inside of there, it gives you more of a brass point of where we can go inside of our dreadnoughts. And you can see that it's just its own standalone right there, but what they brought into the situation is the Republic attacking cruisers and more of the finer details. And again, I believe that the PlayStation did sum it up really, really well, but this is giving us better, just like it gives you a better breakdown of where the contextual points of the spawns are. So you can basically read in that your team is now in the full control over, and will the spawns be commanded in the post, or one sets the preset spawn locations. That consists of both under your team's control, and you will spawn a little further away from the command post at one of the preset locations. You will not be able to spawn on the command post if it is under enemy's team control, even if your team is contesting it. And the neutral commands, you also have the situation in which you can come down to the gameplay of where it comes down to a situation if it has not been captured yet. So besides that, the droid appearances, you can see a little bit more of a cooler things as we can kind of zoom in. There we go, a little bit better, a little bit the layout. These are really, really cool. Works in progress, but definitely situation for the plots. definitely digging that. That's a pretty cool one. So training the clones and trying to get that situation into a simulation battle scenario, and a lot more of the newer content that rolls out inside of there for as far as what's going on to it. The quality of life, which has been improved, and the hero changes directly inside of there, which give us a lot more detail into the added the UI of the overlays and the bars, as well as down to the enemies and the abilities and freezes with the actions. This gravity jump speech has been improved for the General Grievous, on top of a few other characters that are listed down below, and you can see that we have a lot more situations that come down to the heroes, which are the 20 health points defeating the troopers and 100 points defeating the heroes. So a lot of stuff that they basically have cut down to a lot of decadent portions of details. So that's why I kind of snapped into this makes sense. I'll definitely showcase this. Is this seeming like a very good portion of the physical notes? So as you could go into the light here, Saber heroes, you can get into the points where we have been able to fix the issue with the lightsabers, could not lose or block their stance, fix the issue with the lightsaber heroes were unable to block, and then fix the issue with the heroes where the lightsaber heroes were deal damage and then blocking enemies who's standing behind them, and then fix the issues with the lightsabers that were blocking the lightsaber heroes and occasionally not triggering the sound effects or the VFX, the visual effects. So, moving past that, the last one, which would be the heroes blocking or attacking modes after sprinting, and then the situation with Boba Fett, going down to a situation with Vader, and all those basically finite tuning these characters for as far as what's on the list, from health to fixes and Boba Fett just getting stuck in the flying position, from Vader and his crash and the surrounding of by fear. Then you have Palpatine, and he has the fix to replace the show no mercy. Exchange hit in the chain, the lightning reduced. Its cooldown. Very nice, very nice. So, I mean, besides Kylo Ren, Darth Maul, and all these other lovely characters that have been able to mile over and fix, you definitely can go into, because this is a decadent patch note. I would like to think that they did a great job for as far as just showcasing everything that was in the more of decadent portions of it. So you can have this that's linked right down below and have this readily available. I'm going to go ahead and skim down to it and see what the general fixes are as we get past the portions of the finite fixes, which are the managing characters that are in the hero portions. Oh, there we go. Map, visual, lights, and improvements. I like that, because that's what I was wondering with the finite tune points of it. So you have all these regular portions that are actually being overhauled in the UI. General changes in-game icons and reduced the abstract, added the ranking animation at the end of the screen, fixed an issue where the progress of the bar and the milestone in the front end would be occasionally overlapped in the message and the progression. The impact colors on the combat shields across the troopers and the heroes now match the color of the projectiles that hit them. Known issues. Before it goes into a sea of people commenting about what's going down that happened on this. There are occasional General Grievouses that are still afflicting the pushes and the stages during the crawl rush. If a related ability is used at the same time Grievouses uses his call crush, with the increasing in the hit detection registration for the lightsabers swinging for the variable elevation, dodging can result in getting hit occasionally. We are working on further improvements to hit detection in the future updates. So probably that more towards the tail end of this month or mid this month, we will seeing more of a bigger update. But with that being said, that is pretty much what we're going to get into for as far as our news and what we have today. And as we can kind of get into the more of the portion of what we would love to say is thank you very much for spending some time on the network, and I will see you guys and gals in the near future. And if you subscribe to me today, who knows, maybe I'll now unlock the Force and be able to levitate something next time. Be like, woo! You know, my hand was holding it, but it wasn't. But anyways, thank you so much for sticking around. This is the Star Wars news, and I will see you guys and gals in the future for the newer portions of what they're going to drop, because it seems like they're going to continuously drop this. I just need to be more quicker on the draw with shooting it in light speed. But I have to go ahead and set up for another patch note, and right after this, and then actually set up for something live. Alright guys and gals, I'll see you in the future.